Imagine this scene. It's late at night. The whole house is asleep. You're the only one still awake. You're standing in front of the open fridge, the cold light hitting your face. You're eating fast, barely chewing, grabbing piece after piece. It's not real hunger, it's something much deeper. After you finish the package or the plate, that familiar wave hits you, shame mixed with emptiness. You hate yourself a little. You promise yourself that tomorrow will be different, but tomorrow the same cycle repeats. People around you, or maybe even you, probably tell yourself it's just a lack of willpower, that you're lazy, that you have no self-control, that you simply love food too much. But what if I told you it's not about that at all? What if this seemingly simple habit is hiding a much more complex and painful psychological world than we ever imagined? In this video, we're going to dissect the 6 hidden traits of people who overeat. We're going deep, way beyond the surface-level explanations. We're going to shatter the myth that this is all about willpower. By the end, you might start looking at yourself in a completely different way. If you see yourself in what I'm saying, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss more deep dives like this. Let's get into it. Let's start with the first hidden trait. I call it forbidden comfort. These people don't use food as fuel. They use it as emotional anesthesia. Psychology shows us that the brain links food with instant reward. When anxiety or sadness shows up, eating triggers quick relief. It's a defense mechanism learned long ago, maybe all the way back in childhood, when comfort didn't come from people, but from something tangible you could control. Picture this. After a rough day or a conversation that hurt you, you head straight to the kitchen. You're not really looking for food, you're looking for peace. You chew, and for a few minutes the pain fades, but you're not solving anything, you're just delaying it. On the surface, it looks like pure weakness, like you're giving in to cravings, but in reality, it's your mind's intelligent adaptation. It's how you learned to survive emotions that would otherwise completely overwhelm you. The cost is heavy, though. You feel trapped in a cycle that drains you physically and mentally, and yet this forbidden comfort is what keeps you together when nothing else does. Remember this, sometimes what looks like endless craving is actually a cry for the comfort no one ever gave you. But this comfort hides something even deeper. It flows naturally into the second trait, the insatiable inner void. Many of these people live with a chronic emptiness inside. It's not physical hunger, it's an emotional void that nothing seems to ever truly fill. Past experiences, moments when you felt invisible or unwanted, created a hollow space that screams for something real. Food becomes the only thing that gives you a sense of fullness, even if it only lasts for a short time. Imagine feeling empty after an ordinary day. Nothing satisfies you, not a hobby, not a conversation. So you turn to food. You feel each bite filling something, but the emptiness comes back faster than you expected. On the surface, it looks like you have no discipline, but in truth, it's a survival strategy. Your mind found the one thing that gives you the illusion of control over your inner chaos. The cost is exhausting. You feel stuck in a loop with no exit, where satisfaction lasts only minutes. And yet, this insatiable void makes you extremely sensitive to other people's emotional needs, because you know exactly what it feels like to feel empty. Remember this, the void you're trying to fill with food didn't appear out of nowhere. It's speaking about a much older need than you think. And it's exactly this void that opens the door to the third trait, the deep fear of abandonment. These people carry an ancient fear of being left behind. Any sign of distance from others triggers inner panic. Food becomes a loyal companion that never leaves. It's always there, predictable, and never judges you. Psychology tells us this fear often comes from early relationships where you felt you couldn't count on anyone. Picture this. After a small argument or when someone doesn't reply to your message, you suddenly feel completely alone in the world. So you eat, not to feel full, but to not feel abandoned. On the surface, it seems dramatic, but in reality, it's your way of calming a nervous system that's screaming danger. The cost is massive. You isolate yourself more and more because you're terrified that anyone who gets close might eventually leave. And yet this deep fear makes you incredibly loyal to those who stay. You know what it means to not be abandoned. Remember this. The fear of abandonment doesn't make you weak, it makes you a survivor who learned to hold on to the one thing that never walks away. From this fear flows naturally the fourth trait, control lost and regained through food. Life has taught you that many things are out of your control, emotions, people, situations, but food, you can choose what, when, and how much. It's the last area where you feel powerful. When everything is falling apart around you, this ritual gives you back the illusion of control. Imagine after a chaotic day you feel lost, so you plan what you're going to eat. You prepare everything, and for a few hours you feel like you're the one deciding. On the surface, it looks like you have no willpower, but actually it's a hidden act of power. Your mind found the only place where it can steer the chaos. The cost comes later when your body pays the price, and you feel powerless again once the effect wears off. And yet, regaining this control helps you survive the days when everything feels like it's slipping away. Remember this. What looks like lack of discipline is actually a desperate attempt to reclaim your power. And this need for control leads us straight to the fifth trait, avoiding emotional pain and confrontation. These people have learned that emotional confrontations hurt too much. That's why they choose to avoid any difficult conversation, any conflict, any moment where they might get hurt. Food becomes the safe refuge where you don't have to talk, explain, or feel. It's a silent wall between you and the pain. Imagine this. Instead of talking about what's hurting you, you go to the kitchen. You chew in silence. You avoid the eye contact, the questions, the explanations. On the surface, it looks like you're running from responsibility, but in reality, it's an intelligent protection. You've learned that some pains are not worth speaking out loud. The cost is the loneliness that slowly grows. You feel understood only by yourself. And yet, this avoidance makes you extremely empathetic toward other people's pain because you know exactly what it feels like to carry it alone. Remember this. Running from confrontation doesn't make you a coward. It makes you someone who learned to protect their heart at any cost. Finally, all these traits come together in the sixth one, the silent war with your own body. Food becomes a battlefield between your mind and your body. You punish it, you fill it, you hate it, then you beg it for forgiveness. Your relationship with your body becomes complicated, filled with guilt and broken promises. It's the last place where all your inner pain shows up. Imagine looking in the mirror after a night like this. You feel disgust, then pity, then guilt again. Your body has become both the enemy and the friend at the same time. On the surface, it looks like you don't respect yourself, but in reality, it's a deep way of externalizing conflicts you can't even name. The cost is exhausting. You feel like a stranger in your own body. And yet, this silent war hides an enormous sensitivity. You feel everything more intensely than others. Now that we've gone through all 6 traits, let's bring them together into one single portrait. You are not a person without willpower. You are not lazy. You are not broken. You are someone who built a complex survival system in a world that didn't always give you comfort. Food became your shield, your friend, your anesthesia, and your refuge. These hidden traits are not flaws. They are the map of a mind that learned to protect itself the best way it could. At the end of this video, I want to leave you with one powerful thought. You are not what you eat. You are what you have survived. And exactly where others see weakness, I see a depth that very few people have. You are not broken. You are built differently. And maybe, for the first time, you can start to understand yourself with a little more kindness.